Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'm Chyna Elizabeth, the daughter.
And I am Titia Owens, the madre, and welcome to the OK Den
Welcome,
Show.
Hayden, again. Y'all back. We back.
We back and stuff.
Ew.
Chyna.
Hmm.
So you're getting ready to do something really special coming up.
I am. And I'm so happy that this will be posted after the fact. I will be getting baptized on Sunday. So today, yay. So today we're going to be talking about the journey to understanding baptism.
That is so cool. And the reason why we wanted to talk about this, because she is getting baptized, and we have some scenarios that we want to share with you all. There have been some experiences that we've had, and we thought this is the perfect time to tell
For sure.
some of those. So before we get into it, we want to just kind of give you a little bit of definition on baptism. And for those that don't understand what baptism is, it is a water baptism that is an outward demonstration of an inward commitment to Christ.
Yeah.
And so what made you decide that you wanted to do that this time?
So I've been baptized before. I got baptized when I was about 8 years old. And I went through a whole process. Like at OCBF, they had like a 6-week course and we learned about it and stuff like that. And I was young and I kind of knew what I was getting into, but I didn't really know. I knew I wanted to because I'd given my life to Christ.
What is OCBF though?
Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship.
Okay.
With Dr. Tony Evans, Pastor Dr. Tony Evans. And I had been there all my life with my mom. And so as I was getting older, being in church all my life, that's what you do. You get baptized. And so I was at a stage in my life where I was old enough to get a little bit of understanding. I wasn't fully aware. I wasn't like fully committed with my life and like fully surrendering myself to Christ. So I did it then. It was great. It was a wonderful experience. I had about 15,000 people come and celebrate me because my mom has about 15,000 people. I had my Uncle Kirk baptize me, and did me and Chris get baptized at the same time?
The same day.
Yeah, the same day. Okay. So yeah, we both did, and it was a great experience. But now I'm 23 and I have experienced a lot in between those years. I wasn't fully giving my life to God. I wasn't fully surrendered to Him. I went through a lot of different things of trying things of the world and just being young and trying to figure out my place and where I wanted to be. But I feel like now I'm at a point where I do want to fully surrender myself to Christ and every single day of my life embody that. And I just have a stronger relationship with Christ now. And I get a truly understanding of who He is to me and who I am to Him. And it's just a lot more special. I can even be in a deeper connection with Him in any way possible. I desire that. So
that's so beautiful, Chyna.
Yeah.
What's so great about it is I remember when you were that young getting baptized. And for me, having those 15,000 people there, for a parent, I had already introduced you to Christ, of course, but you were still very young. And even though you were being made aware of why you were being baptized, because you were so young, you still didn't have a complete understanding of what is about to take place.
Yeah.
But all the family was there supporting you and rah-rahing you. And so at this point, at the age that you are, you're getting ready to go through a baptism again. And you asked me not to invite other friends and family this time, but tell the people why.
I definitely did, because I told her, I was already like, Lord, I know when I tell her, she gonna want to tell the whole world. But immediately when I told her, she was like, oh, I need to make a flyer, like we need to I'm like, no, actually I'm all right with just intimate family, and that's about it. But I feel like it's just more of a sacred moment. First of all, I've had people in my life, but I'm not a people person. I'm gonna get emotional. I just
This is just very sacred for you.
It is.
And you want to keep it a precious moment. And I understand. And you don't mind
for
talking to people about it after the fact.
Exactly. Like, I'm going to post about it and people will see it after the fact. But I do feel like it's something that I want to have an encounter with just God and the people that are closest to me and have been with me.
Yeah.
The entire process.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want to have people that don't know really
the journey that you've been on.
Exactly. So, and of course some people do, they know parts here and there, but it's just different having those intimate times and spaces and being able to be in the moment and really just taking it all in myself. You know?
Yeah. Without a lot of distractions.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, your mom is going to try to not to be a distraction because...
Well, no, I definitely wanted you and Chris and Jay Wayne. I wanted like the intimate home there with me, but that's about it.
Okay, I understand that. And that goes back to being introverted and extroverted.
Exactly.
You know, what she is as opposed to I am. She's more of the quiet one. And I'm, of course, more of the, come on, 5,000 people, let's go do this. And my daughter's like, no.
And like I said, I want the world to know that I'm getting to baptize, but after the fact.
Okay.
You know?
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And I totally am just proud of you.
Thank
I'm
you.
very grateful that you are doing this because, again, whenever you have a child that you have educated about Christ and you have shared who Christ is and you pray that they grab a hold to Christ and that they want him for themselves. So to see my daughter, I had nothing to do with this decision that she made. This was her own understanding of coming to the knowledge of Christ by herself. That blesses me. So I don't care how many times she had to get here to do it. The fact that you did is such a beautiful thing. And I just can't wait to support you because it's so beautiful. And to see just your love for Christ now, I just pray that you continue to hunger and thirst after him because you've been such an example, me watching you and seeing how much you love the Lord. It has blessed me tremendously. Just want you to know that.
Thanks.
And so with that being said, why don't you share a scripture with the audience just in reference to this process?
So I do love the Lord and I read the Bible, but I don't memorize. So I got it right here. 1 Peter 3:23, it says baptism, which corresponds to this, now saves you, not as a removal of dirt from body, but as an open appeal to God for a good conscience through the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So basically saying, you're renewed.
You've been cleansed.
You a new person.
You've been washed.
All in the past is now new. It's a new beginning.
So deep.
So deep.
I love it.
So deep. Like, wow. I love it.
And that's the thing about baptism. It allows you to be cleansed.
Yeah.
You are receiving God's grace. You are being united with Christ in his death, his burial, and his resurrection. That is the process of baptism. And so, again, just the fact that you decided to do that on your own, you are understanding what it means. And you said, I want to do it. I want to have that baptism done at my church. And I want it to be intimate. That's beautiful. I'm going to keep saying that.
Thanks. So what about you? How many times were you baptized?
I was.
Okay.
I was baptized, I think about 3 times. I remember being baptized as a little girl at my grandfather's church in Wichita Falls, Texas. My grandfather was the late L.W. Washington Sr., Lullinger Webb Washington Sr. He baptized me at his church when I was a very little girl. I still remember going, I'm about to get in the pool. Thinking that was so fun.
I love it.
I just remember also that the water was very, very cold.
That's what I'm not looking forward to.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
And then I remember being baptized again. I believe I was in junior high school. I was at St. Philip's Missionary Baptist Church where my stepfather, Reverend C.J.R. Phillips Jr., is the pastor. And I was baptized there as well. That was the second time. And then when I started to attend Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship as an adult, we actually went through a class where I understood what baptism actually was. Now, again, it wasn't that I hadn't gotten an awareness of what baptism was, but it was a personal understanding of what baptism was. It was a decision, not because my parents told me that I was being baptized, because a lot of times when people join church or when parents ask their kids to join church, they automatically want to equate that to now you need to get baptized. But for me, once I got clarity and understanding, the baptism should come when you make a decision to be baptized. And again, I'm not telling parents not to have your children baptized, but it's really a personal understanding that the child should have.
For sure.
That they want to have an outward demonstration of their inward commitment, that actually means something to them, and they are made aware of what their relationship is with Christ, and so therefore they want to make this open commitment.
For sure.
And so once I did, as an adult, I did invite 5,000 people to see me baptized at Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, and I had a whole section at Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship from family and friends that attended, and I remember them asking me about the baptism, and they ask you questions and you have to say yes at the end, and I remember them asking me about my commitment, and I was like, yes! I was so excited. And so
how old are you? Do you know how old you were when you got that last one? The last one.
Well, I was in my 30s. I do remember that. I'd have to look at the paper to see what year it actually was, but I was in my 30s when I was baptized, because you guys were there. And
had to be real young, because I don't remember that.
Yeah, you guys were young. But that's what I'm saying. I had come into the knowledge again and the understanding of what baptism was to me. And so I wanted to publicize it.
Was it something major that happened that made you do that, or was just like the journey of going through those emotions and growing and stuff like that, or was
well, I was growing spiritually. I was growing spiritually anyway. And you know, once you are at Oak Cliff, you start taking these classes that they have, and I was involved in a lot of classes. And because I was trying to grow in the Lord, I wanted to understand more of my relationship with Christ.
Gotcha.
Knew who he was, talked to him all the time, but wasn't necessarily letting him minister to me, the Lord. So when I came into that realization and understanding who he was and how I was to live for him, I wanted him to know how committed I was. And so that's where the baptism came in, as far as the demonstration for everybody to see this is where I am with my walk.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Chyna, I remember when I was baptized, the church would be singing this song, and it went something like, the blood that gives me strength from day to day, it will never leave. Ooh,
I was like, well, leave.
No, lose is
way in the water.
No. That's not the baptism song. That's a whole nother story to go with that song you singing. It ain't got nothing to do with
I felt that in my spirit.
No, wait in the water don't go with it will never lose. Y'all remember that? Is power.
That sound like we at the Baptist church.
Hey, that's what I grew up in. Power. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just wanted to get that in for y'all.
Okay. We got it. Love that.
But I just want to say, it's a beautiful thing, though. Again, I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm grateful that you are wanting to expose your relationship with Christ. And I pray that it encourages other young people that are watching you and looking to see your journey, because we're exposing our world to others. So it's just a blessing to see that you love the Lord the way you do.
Yeah. And I will say a big part of it has been, too, my new church. I just started going to Social Dallas for about a year and some change now, and just the community there and the I don't know, it's kind of like the freedom that we have to truly be ourselves and grow in our relationships and get the deeper meanings, and just the way our pastor breaks down the word, and still very youthful and in this time, but it's just like so clear.
That's so good.
It has helped me grow tremendously, even with like my worship and stuff. Like, I used to be the person that didn't want to like worship and
but you're free now.
yeah. It's definitely gotten me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
In my shell, and I can be free, and I can worship and feel the spirit and be okay with it, because we all are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody in the room is really longing for God and wanting his presence.
Yeah.
And so
how important was it for you to find that church? Like, you've grown up in church, but how important was it for you to find that for yourself?
For me, very important. I'm not a person that just wants to go and cross off a box and be like, I went to church and I can say that I went. You know, if I'm going to go, I want to learn. I want to learn something new. I want to feel the spirit. I want to be in God's presence. Like, I don't want to just be there and then not be impacted in any way. And so I definitely felt that at OCBF, but it's just a different environment. It's a more mature crowd, which is not a problem. But for me, I just wanted a younger community, people that I could really relate to. And I've always been a more contemporary worshiper. I love the more CCM.
Okay, the music.
Yeah, more music. Yeah, like the music. I love my Carrie Joes and my elevation worship. Like, I'm more of a just more pure worship. Yeah. And I love gospel music, but I just feel more connected to CCM music. And so with Social, they have a great mixture to where it's not all CCM and it's not all gospel, but like majority of it is CCM, which I love.
But you know, you did grow up with a lot of CCM riding in my car.
For sure.
Because that's all I used to play when y'all were kids.
94.9 KLTY. Okay? That is all we listen to. So she is so right about it. I got that from
You got it honest.
For sure.
You got it honest.
And so, I mean, that's been my whole life. Yeah. And it's so crazy because it's more normalized now. It wasn't as big back
growing
then,
up.
not for our culture.
Yeah,
I would say
agree with that.
So now it's more normalized. More Black people are getting into it. So I've been loving it, like with the Maverick Cities and the different churches coming out with the more CCM vibe. I be in heaven. I'll be like, okay, I love this. Just pure worship. That's all I want. Yeah. And so Social has definitely been that. And like I said, this just the community and stuff. Everybody is so kind and loving, and you feel at home. Like the first time I went, one of my friends, his friend was on the praise team, and so we were just visiting. It was like one of their social nights. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. It was just like a worship night. I think Pastor Robert, he may have preached like a little bit, but it was just the environment, like the presence. I was just like, oh, this is different. Like, this is cool. And then it's at a concert building, so it's not like a typical church building that you go in, because they don't have a church home right now. So it's a different vibe. Like, it's just all around different. And I was very happy about it. I wanted something new. I wanted a new encounter with God. I just wanted to really grow spiritually. So I felt like that was the right place for me.
And I love that. So growing spiritually, just for a person watching, when you say grow spiritually, what are things that add to your growth? Aside from the worship aspect, what have been some specific things that have helped you grow?
Definitely
has been teaching. The teaching, like, tell more about.
Definitely the teaching, just breaking down the word, understanding God more, understanding who Jesus is, understanding his heart, how he loves me, how he loves others, how I need to love others, and how I need to be be a person so that I can be more like him. I just feel like, for me, just really being intentional about spending time with him. Like, I go on my daily walks, I pray, I listen to my worship music, I go on fast to where I only am spending time with him. I step away from social media. Like, I really just am very intentional about being in his presence and understanding him and hearing him clearly, because it's hard being in this world. It's so much evil and negativity coming at you at all times. It's just like, it's a spiritual warfare. Warfare. That, and I know with God, we've already won the battle.
Amen.
And so,
victory is mine. Go ahead.
But to stay strong in the battle, you have to keep feeding into yourself the word in Jesus. And
renewing your mind.
Yeah. So, because it doesn't get, it gets easier, but you still gonna have that stuff. The enemy is gonna come at you even harder, because you are so in tune with God, and just having discernment and wanting to be living in his will, and just having that desire for him. It's different, and I have a different type of peace and joy that I didn't have. I dealt with depression, and I dealt with like having negative thoughts and anxiety. And being with God, it has just helped me to not even not have those things happen, because I feel like the enemy will always try to bring back things that you've already overcome, but knowing how to work through them and to know in those times, when those times do come, that with Jesus you can overcome it and go through it, and it's an easier process. And you don't let it overtake you. You know what I'm saying?
Totally. And so also with that, how do Christian friends assist in this process? Does it make a difference to have them when you're going through this?
Just being able to talk about it, talk about the things that you're going through, and them understanding where you're coming from. And then, like, we just feeding off of each other, and just showing the different, telling the different revelations that we've had. And the different experiences that we've had with Jesus, and how he's shown up for us. It's very inspiring, and it just uplifts your spirits, because you see him working in you, but also in other people, and just a reminder that he's here, and that he's with us, and that he's going to get us through anything that we go through.
So would you say having older women in your life have mattered at all? Like, how has that been important?
Yes, with you, and then my aunts and stuff, just them having that wisdom and going through things, you going through things, telling me and helping me in situations that I may be going through now that you've already been through. So for sure, it's just a different type of insight and understanding that I wouldn't have, because I'm going through it now, and you've already seen this. And you've gone through it, and you've, walked through it already.
And the reason why I'm asking too is because we are mother and daughter. And because a lot of times, again, I'm just reminding those older women, whether they be the mother or just a person in a younger person's life, it does mean something how we're living in front of a person, how we're talking in front of a person, how we're sharing about the word. And so I only ask that to just get your natural reaction again, because we want to encourage people to do that.
For sure.
To make sure that they're pouring into someone younger than them and sharing about the goodness of the Lord, or any instances that may be going on in their lives, because again, the situations that we have overcome or have been through, we've done that for a younger person, to be able to give them some wisdom and to share some stop signs of, hey, you don't want to do that.
For sure.
So I just wanted you to let others hear if it had been an assistance in your walk.
What about you? With older women, has that been in
Definitely. You know, I have watched so many women. I want to say Deanna Brown was my mentor for years, and she definitely was one that stayed on me on a consistent basis because I had a rebellious heart, and with that, I needed someone to assist me in understanding consequences and the different things that happen when you don't want to live for the Lord.
Yeah.
And then I have Victoria Holmes, who has been a very close friend of mine. She is forever pouring wisdom into me and sharing just how God has delivered her from some things. And it has caused our friendship to grow that much more because we're able to really go deeper into the spiritual aspects of things that are happening day to day and how we overcome them. So
Yeah.
it is so great to have those friendships where you can call those people up. I have one of my friends, Milani. She and I pray from time to time just about different things because the enemy is always trying to attack in certain areas. And so we both get on the phone at different times and pray about different things, as well as Talisha. She's another one that we get into stuff.
She got 15,000 friends.
We get into it.
Friends.
I mean, I could go down a list of women, but these are people that I talk to all the time. You know, my mom, of course, has always been an influence in just watching her with her relationship with the Lord and seeing her just how she carries herself. So, you know, just having positive influences and godly women around me on a regular basis, it helps to motivate. And my stepmother, VJ Washington, she's another one. She's one that has forever talked about keeping my eyes on Christ. So all those influences have been major in my life.
That's so beautiful. I do feel like my lips are getting a little dry, so therefore,
okay then.
I'm up in me.
Well, while you getting some glouse, I'm gonna get some drink.
Okay then, how y'all drink that good old peach melody?
Peach melody. This is peach medley.
Peach melody.
This is a peach medley by Welch's.
Melody because it sounds like it got some good music going on. So then it's gonna hit your spirit real nice, and then it's gonna be a good peach melody.
Medley. The blood.
See,
that gives me strength.
I should have kept it at medley. Is that what it is?
It will never.
Medley?
See how I went up. It will never.
Medley.
When I got that drink.
It ain't a melody. It's a medley.
Is
it good?
It's power.
Is it good? You ain't want to do no powder, nothing. You good?
Do I have a shine?
No, I'm just
saying.
You know, usually you be having your little makeup or whatever, but I guess you just say you need to clear your throat.
I just need a little moisturization on my vocal cords.
Okay.
I need a little moisturizity.
Are you moisturized?
I'm moisturized on my throat.
That's so dumb. How you moisturized? Oh, your throat.
I'm moisturized on my throat.
That is different.
So anyway, Chyna, we have told the people about our processes to baptism. And we, again, are so proud of you. We want people to know that when you started to understand Christ and there was a process that you said, or there may have been something going on in your life where you said, you know what, I want to be closer to the Lord, or I want a deeper relationship with him. Do you know exactly what was going on in your life at that time when you started to feel like there was something going on within you that you wanted that?
I've always felt like God has been on me very hard. It was never a time where I didn't feel him tugging at me to be closer to him. Even when I was younger, doing things, I was rebellious. I get it from my mom, I guess so. She said she had a rebellious heart.
You trying to say I passed down rebelliousness?
Here I am.
That's what you're saying.
Anyways, but I would definitely say in this last year, though, it was so funny. Me and my best friend L'Oreal were just saying how we definitely feel like this past year has been like a growth spurt year for us. We just have been very intentional about our relationship with God and wanting to have that community and wanting to grow and doing the things to make whatever happens, like in any convictions that we feel, getting rid of those things or letting go of things that, you know, have just not been so great for me. And so for me, I cut out alcohol and
that's good, Chyna.
I went on a long fast of just only gospel music, not gospel, but like worship or Christian or whatever. And so I was just not even watching any secular shows. Like I was just doing podcasts. Like I just really wanted to fill my spirit with God. And I don't know why necessarily. I don't even think anything particularly happened, but I just feel like it was time. Like I was kind of getting tired of doing the same things, and the world, it's fun for like 5 seconds, and then once you do it so often, it's like, okay, there's no depth here. There's nothing. I'm not growing in any way being in these environments. And I'm a person, I want to grow. I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to stay in the same place. I want to be the best version of myself through Christ. And so whatever that looks like, I want to strive to be that every single day.
That's so good.
And so I've been doing a lot of cutting out.
So let's talk about, you said you cut out alcohol. Now, the reason why you cut out alcohol, were you saying that alcohol is bad or was bad for you?
It was for me. It says in the Bible that if you feel convicted and you do it, it's a sin. So for me, I felt convicted. Of course, drinking alcohol is not a sin, but if you have a conviction about something and you feel like it's not right, it's a sin. So I felt like I wasn't needing to do it. Was
it causing you to be different when you would drink it?
I mean, everybody has a different feeling when you drink alcohol. I wouldn't say it affected me negatively, but
negatively.
Is that what I said?
No, I said it right. You didn't. They'll play it back, but go ahead.
Clearly, I am not good with the words.
Negatively, but go ahead. Yes, there you go.
Negatively. I don't feel like it did anything negatively to me, but when I did drink, I went all in. And so I didn't know how to control when to just have a little sip or to go have 6 shots. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, if I'm a drink, I'm a drink.
No boundaries.
No boundaries.
Okay.
And so it got to a point where I started a fast and I was only doing like just wine and champagne. But then after that, I was just like, okay, what am I doing? And I really do feel I'm my best self sober, because at one point I was smoking too. And that was a whole nother season. But I have not smoked for about 3 or 4 years now. And so
praise God. Thank you for sharing that, Chyna.
Yeah. And so I felt like it helped my process.
You were smoking what though, by the way?
Smoking weed.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is not bad, but for me it wasn't good. It's different for everybody.
Of course.
And so for me, I think when I stopped that, it helped to have the discipline of cutting out something. So it was a lot easier for me to cut out alcohol.
Okay.
Because I had already cut out weed.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm truly my best self when I'm sober.
Okay.
I can have a great time. Like I can still be the life of the party when I choose to. And so I don't know, it's different. I feel better. I feel more aware. I feel like I can be more present in the moment. I feel like alcohol and drugs or anything is like a void. It's something that takes you out of the moment. You're not fully there. You're not fully aware. It's just, you're like in a different mindset, and I don't want to be there. I want to be fully here, and I want to have the discernment. I feel like when you are under the influence, I feel like you can't really hear God clearly.
Yeah.
It's a loophole for the enemy to work his way in there. And I don't want that.
Well,
Any way I can have an enemy as far away as possible, I'm gonna do that.
that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's been a journey. It's definitely been different, and being so with friends and social events, it's a lot different because in my age range and in this world now, everything got to do with some alcohol or somebody smoking or getting together. Any event, it's like, what we drinking? You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely been different.
Not doing it.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm okay with it. Like, I can be around people doing it and be okay, but it's just I don't really want to.
Right.
I don't want to be around it.
Right.
Honestly.
Right.
I can, but if I don't have to.
You prefer not to.
Yeah.
I get it.
So.
That's so great, Chyna. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for sharing with the audience too, just letting people know the processes that you have overcome.
Yeah, it's definitely been a process. I tried a lot. I did a lot. Just wanting to be a part of whatever. I mean, because Jesus is in, but he ain't all the way in. Like, the world, the world is very worldly.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to find Christians and be around people that, now, let me change that. It's not hard to find Christians. It's hard to find people that really have a relationship with Christ and want to live for God each and every day. And not just go to church and then be in the world the next day, that night.
So committed believers that live for him. That's what you're saying.
Yes. So it's hard to find that. And so I wanted to be in the crowd and around all the other things, but it's like you can't do both.
It's uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable. And I fought that for years. I really did, because I knew that Jesus was tugging at me and really wanted me to have that relationship with him.
Yeah.
So it was definitely hard to finally let those things go, because it does change your relationships. It does change your environments.
Yeah.
It does change the things that you once enjoyed and had fun doing.
Yeah.
So it's a whole new world of just different. And I love it, but it was a journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was definitely a journey. So to be here now, it's honestly crazy, because I would always used to say, like, I don't think I could ever be that person that is like fully sold out to God and like not doing all the things of the world. And I knew I could, but it was just like, it just seemed impossible. Like, it wasn't something that I was capable of doing, but
you thought you weren't capable of doing
exactly. But God definitely showed me. Now we're gonna sit you down right here, and this is what's gonna happen. And so it's been a beautiful process, though. I'm very grateful, and it's a blessing, honestly, to be here now. I wouldn't change it for the world, and I just want to continue to grow. And yeah.
Yay! Well, that makes me so happy, daughter. I'm so proud of you. First of all, the fact that you love the Lord the way you do, it blesses me so much. And again, guys, you know, I kudos to any parent that is out there training their children up in the way they should go. That's all I can tell you. And stay committed to that process. I'm okay with that. That's what I'm okay with. I'm okay with training you up in the fear of the Lord, that it took you a minute to get there, but you got there.
Yeah.
And to see your love for him and your heart for him now. And we're on this podcast talking about our faith and the journey that we've been on and coming to a baptism.
Yeah.
Like, you get ready to be baptized.
Yeah.
You're going down for Jesus. I love that so much. That is so wonderful.
Thanks.
So won't you tell the people what you're
okay with? No.
You want to tell what you're okay with?
I am
And when I say I'm going down for Jesus, I mean in the water.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Going down in the water. That's all I'm saying.
No, for sure.
Not wade in the water, but down in the water. Then they're gonna bring you back up.
All right.
Okay then.
I am okay with being bold in my faith
That's good.
and being letting the whole world know it and yeah, just growing more and being closer to Christ
And you getting baptized.
and getting baptized. Yeah.
Hashtag baptism. Upper her.
Understanding baptism.
Upper her.
Mm-hmm.
So we are about to leave.
Yep.
And we have so enjoyed you all tuning in.
Yes.
Again, we'd like for you to subscribe. We'd like for you to like. We'd like for you to share it. Be committed to the process of learning who Jesus is, as well as following us to hear more about our journey.
Yeah.
And share with us if you've been baptized or you're considering being baptized. Share with us in the comments what that process has been like or what you would think it could be.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yes.
What you think?
I think that's perfect.
Yeah. So tune in every Wednesday on YouTube at 9 a.m. and you can catch us on any live streaming platform,
YouTube,
podcast.
Apple, and Spotify.
Yeah, all the things. Well,
Okay then.
bye then.